You like saving money, but 1% cash back on credit cards and getting rebates of $20 could only go so far. So what else is there? Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money. Please do not forget to subscribe. So in this video, guys, we're going over how to save up $10,000. Now, it's great to save $100. It's even great to save $1,000. But realistically, living in today's world, that type of money can easily fly out the window, unfortunately. Looking at the average credit card debt is around $5,700. The average student loan debt is pushing close to $40,000. And even looking at our car payments, average $500, with the actual car price north of around $30,000. So looking at these numbers in the tens of thousands of dollars, we need more money. So in the words of Dave Ramsey, your most powerful wealth building tool is your income. And that's exactly what we're going to be going over. 6 different ways, 10 grand. So I'll leave timestamps in the description if you want to jump around a little bit. But starting off, how to save $10,000 with number 1, getting a better job. Wow, Nick, you're smart. Well, not really, but yes, really. Here's the thing. People stay in their jobs for years, if not decades, and they just stay there. Complain about not getting a raise or anything like that, without realizing they could actually move on. So I did a little bit of research, and the average increase in pay if you leave the job you're in now and go for something else, in a good economy, that pay raise would be around 8 to 10%. Otherwise, it could be maybe around 5 to 8%. Now, if you guys been watching my videos, you kind of know a little bit about my history. I started at McDonald's, but the first pay jump that I had from McDonald's graduating into my next job working at a bank, that was actually around a 10% increase of my pay. After that, from the bank, moving forward from there, it was actually over a 25% increase in pay. Now, with a little bit more specific numbers, let's say if we're starting out a job with $30,000 and you graduate into another job now paying you $40,000, that's 10 grand right there, and actually over a 30% increase in earnings. So that's why I put this as number 1, because a lot of people don't understand that getting another job could actually give you a bunch more money than expected. Side note, with raises, a lot of jobs give cost of living expense increases. That could be around like 2 to 3%. And when people get that, they're like, hey, extra money, now they're going to spend more. Without realizing inflation is 2 to 3%. So you shouldn't be changing your lifestyle whatsoever, because your buying power remains the same. So if you get those couple percent increases, you're staying the same. The second way that you can save $10,000 is going into a side hustle. Now, this could actually be pretty serious. This could be a second job, a part-time job, babysitting, Uber, and etc. This category is kind of limited to your imagination and your creativity. Heck, even YouTube can be an awesome side hustle. Talking about YouTube, I actually do have another video going into a bunch of other side hustles that you might be interested in. Could be relating to essentially anyone. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. Now, when you really break it down, like $10,000 seems like a ridiculous, well, not a ridiculous, but a good chunk, right? When you break it down, let's say you want to make 10 grand in a year. Every week, that's an extra $200. So if you continue to do that, $200, $200, $200 for a year, there is your $10,000. Doesn't seem so daunting when you break it down like that. The third way that you can do to save that $10,000, one of my favorite, is with compound interest. Now, this might be a little bit more advanced, however, it's simpler than you think. So when you invest, we're going to be talking about the stock market now. Could be for beginners, could be for advanced people or investors. But when you invest for the long term, you can use compound interest to your advantage. So I'm going to show you a compound interest calculator real quick, and this is investing $100 a month, and you actually hit that $10,000 between years 6 and 7. Now obviously, first thing you're going to realize is that's a long time. And yes, you're actually right with that. 6 and 7 years isn't right around the corner. However, you cannot deny the fact that essentially everyone can play around with $100 a month. You could cut back on 3 Starbucks coffees, 2 alcoholic beverages, or cut back a trip or 2 to the gas station. Now those are over-exaggerated examples. Maybe only slightly over-exaggerated, but cutting back on those things, you could easily save up that $100 per month. But it's even more interesting are these next numbers. So if you do continue to invest for the long term, compound interest, still with $100, after 20 years, we're looking at $50,000. Average return, I'm just going to put 8%. Average return of the stock market is between 8 to 10, so more conservative of 8, just so you guys know. But if we continue this for 30 years, this is going to be close to $150,000. And if we do this for 40 years, this is going to be close to $350,000. Still, only with that $100. Now just imagine if you invest multiple hundreds every single month. You could easily turn that into tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and if you do it long enough, it could be easily into millions. You're welcome. Which brings us to the fourth way that you could save $10,000, which is increasing your credit score. Now you might be asking yourself, well Nick, you seem smart because of your glasses, but how the heck does a credit score relate back to money? And here's the secret. If you are more credit worthy, if you have a higher credit score and you want to increase that credit score, you get a better interest rate on loans that you go for. The big ones obviously out there could be car loans, even student loans, and probably one of the biggest loans out there, mortgage. Now it seems simple, yeah, but you're still kind of wishy-washy with the numbers, so let's go over them. First, let's talk about cars. The average car cost, kind of like what we said before, is around $30,000, which is up there. Now, let's say you get a loan for around 6.5%, just made up that number, and that's going to cost you in interest just over $5,000. I'm keeping these numbers basic, so for you mathematicians out there, you can figure that out. But if you drop that interest rate from that 6.5% down to 5%, you're actually going to be paying closer to $4,000. Now you're questioning, well Nick, that's not $10,000. No, because I'm gearing you up for the big old mortgage. So similar concept, bigger numbers. Let's say average home price, wherever you are, just let's look at $300,000. Now, if we're starting off around 6%, you're going to be paying around $48,000. Now, if you drop that interest rate from 6% to 5%, you're going to be paying closer to $40,000. And if you drop it even lower from 5% to 4%, you'll be paying closer to around $31,000. And that's just in interest. So you could see 1 or 2 interest points could drastically change the amount of interest that you pay, equaling that $10,000 or more that we're actually looking for. And that's with a $300,000 house. If you're looking for more expensive houses, that's going to be even more drastic. Now, good old number 5 of how you guys can save $10,000 in 2019, nonetheless, is starting your business. Now, unfortunately, I could only say so much about this category, because each one of us has different experiences, different passions, different interests. So we necessarily cannot focus on one business, let's say, because there's so many out there. However, I would say, if you are looking to find out, oh, what business ideas could I get into? And I'd say the first thing that I would relate back to are your side hustles. Could you actually make your side gig your main gig? You know, of course, you got to make sure it's scalable and profitable, but most importantly, you have to be passionate about anything that you choose. Because I could guarantee you there's going to be ups, but more importantly, there's going to be downs, especially when you're starting. You're going to be questioning, why am I even starting this? Is it going to work? Does it matter? Should I continue? And the only thing at that point that's driving you is your passion. So when tough times do come, you're not going to stop, because that passion will continue to push you forward. Now, I believe you and I support you, because there are a lot of naysayers out there, negative people that they're envious of people that actually like to do their own thing and become successful at it. So, in the words of Nike, just do it. So that's it, guys. Oh, wait. You thought I forgot number 6. Well, I'll make it real quick. Don't go to college. So, you cannot deny the fact, if you simply don't go to college, that can easily, you don't have to do anything, that you could easily save $10,000. You could save tens of thousands of dollars. However, I'm not talking down on education. It's different for everyone. So that's why you have to determine if it's right for you. And if it's simply not, if you skip that college part, you're saving grands. If anything, choose in-state college rather than out-of-state college. That could easily add up to $10,000 or more. That simple change is perfect. Or go community college instead of private college. Same idea. Like total student loans out there, $1.5 trillion. If you don't want to be involved with that, go that way and follow your path, guys. So that's what I got for saving $10,000. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Do you have any extras to add in there? What's your favorite? So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see ya in the next one.